Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another review, this time around for KREATOR's new album, Hate Uber Alice. Now, I was really excited to do this one, guys. I love thrash metal. It's my favorite genre. Slayer, KREATOR, some of my favorite bands of all time. I've seen the band live like 4 or 5 times at this point. And I discovered the band with Outkast and Endorama. Yeah, I think it's an important point to make because a lot of KREATOR fans that come on, we have kind of different camps as fans that kind of like everything. Some fans more the old school, and I'm one of those that likes more the new school era of KREATOR. And the reason I liked it is because it was more experimental. It was really technical, especially in their later albums, and still maintained the heaviness that I really like. With I think Phantom Antichrist being my favorite album, they just went all out on solos and progressions, and they just kind of really pushed the guitar playing limits, I think, on that particular album. Gods of Violence kind of still took a step down, and unfortunately, I think Hate Uber Alice takes a further step down for me in that regard. What did I expect from this album? I wanted it to be heavier. I wanted it to be catchier. I wanted it to have the same technicality, and none of those things are really present. There's a total of 3 songs that I can say that were really heavy, and that was Hate Uber Alice, Demonic Future, and Pride Comes Before the Fall. To me, those are the heaviest, the kind of more reminiscent of true KREATOR sound. There's a lot of experimentation there with Crush the Tyrants, Become Immortal, and Midnight Sun, especially with the backup vocals, but it just didn't work for me. In honesty, the album is not badly written. It's not bad music, it's well written. And I guess if you're more open-minded to just anything from KREATOR, I think you will enjoy this album and you'll jump into it and be happy about it. If you're an old school fan, I feel like this is just not going to be for you. You'll probably latch onto a couple songs and that's it, which is kind of going to be my case, despite the fact that I come from a new era of KREATOR. And it's not because I don't like heavy stuff. I love Rain and Blood. I love death metal. I love black metal. I love all that kind of stuff. But the heaviness or the experimentation, it has to make sense for the band and for the genre that they're playing. And here it starts to feel soft. And what I mean by that is like picture Metallica at Black Album, picture Megadeth with like Euthanasia or Countdown to Extinction, Sepultura. Well, they never were really light, but you know, after Max left, it just wasn't the same. I think the same feeling I'm getting from KREATOR now. There's only a couple bands that really kept their heaviness that I like for example, Overkill just kind of stayed throughout. They don't always have great albums, but they've always stayed heavy and kind of true to their sound, almost to a point of a detriment sometimes where they've kind of repeated certain sounds for the albums, but they've always stayed heavy. And for me, I've always looked for an emotional impact. You know, I listen to certain bands and you just get nothing. You come out of it and it's technically very sound, and there's a lot of technicality, there's all these interesting things, but it just doesn't emotionally grab you. KREATOR has emotionally grabbed me all the time. Chosen Few from Endorama is probably one of my favorite songs. Outkast, the song itself, Phobia. There's such great songs and so much emotion behind them. I just didn't feel that on this particular album. Perhaps I need to listen to it more times and really jump into it and see how my opinion changes over the time. But I think with bands that I've really grown up with and just kind of know in and out at this point, every single album that I've listened to, you kind of know what to expect when I listen to it. And I've listened to this album already like 4 times because I thought my ears were kind of wrong. Like maybe on the first time I wasn't getting it. I can't imagine. A lot of fans would argue with me from a perspective of that this is kind of made for a particular fan of KREATOR fans, and that I don't think anybody's going to call this album. I think most people are going to say it's either for them or not for them. I'm still going to support the band. Nothing changes to me. I still love them. I still love Millie Petrol as I've loved before. You know what? I respect him for also taking a risk and experiment. He's one guy that never sits still. He's never, oh, Phantom Antichrist work, let's repeat that once again. No, he's just like, no, I want to keep trying things. And I want to keep including things. And for that, I'll always respect him, but it doesn't mean I'm always going to like it. But on that note, I wanted to leave it to you guys as well to kind of see what your thoughts were on this album. It's not No, it's like a standard. It's 11 songs with one intro song. And yeah, I kind of left. I'm trying to say what other feelings I had, and I kind of left disappointed. Yeah, let's hear from you guys and what you thought, and what were your opinions on this particular album. And if you're a fan of Creator, guys, I love you guys, all the metalheads out there. Let me know, what was your era of Creator? Did you like that Outcast and the Rama era? And how do you feel about the new age of Creator? And how do you think this album stacks up to the overall sound of Creator? And guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there, and most of all, keep it metal.